Hello everyone, I am with Joy Sengupta. You must have seen him everywhere on television, on cinema. He is a known face and I don't need to give any introduction. Joy is one of the people who is there in my acknowledgement lists, and the book Rasia, I had spoken to him long before about Rasia when he was releasing my second book, and I told him that I'll need you again for my third book, because that was the time when I was on the process of writing the book, and I knew that I will need him, I will seek his help, I will involve him in everything related to the book. I was deeply touched with his play, Dance Like a Man, among many others, and so I am back with him. I'm very happy to be in that state, that I'm sitting with him, talking to him about the book. He was the first person I had given the book to. I consider him my lucky reader, and he hasn't yet told me about whatever he has felt after reading the book, whether he has read the book. So I am going to ask him right now, live.
First and foremost, this book is the one which needs a lot of chewing and digesting. It's not an easy book. The previous book was much simpler in that sense. It was sort of a quasi-romantic comedy. I found underlying humor in the previous book, and it flowed like flowed with a certain innocence. This book is much more complex because you are bringing in mythological complexity into one's dreams and aspirations. You are also, while you are writing a book, making the male a center of desire. I actually see this book dealing with feminine perspective also. There are various women in a way. Even male voices sound like female voices. The way they look at the protagonist or antagonist, whatever you would like to call, Shekhar, is almost from a feminine gaze, a female gaze. It's not a male gaze. Even the way the father, from the photograph, the father of Shekhar's wife, looks and talks to Shekhar, is almost as if is balancing Shekhar's viewpoint. And somehow, without actually directly referring, you're bringing the Ardhanarishwar aspect into the book of the masculine-feminine balance. And each of the women, whether it is his wife who dreams of realizing her unfettered aspiration through this man who is so confident and so clear about what he wants in life, or to the other woman who is unchained, lives in abandon and can never be contained, actually dreaming of some kind of containment in this man. So there are two aspects to looking at the men here. One is a woman who in a way was unfettered, who danced to dhak and who realized her spontaneity when a simple dhak played in a particular religious ceremony. And a woman who dances to her dhak in a religious ceremony and is reprimanded for that, and is reconciled to actually living a life which would be probably be dull, stale, and in consonance with the male order of society. A dull, simple, middle class marriage. Thank you so much. So this particular woman who in her early 20s feels the joy when she hears it half. Has lived fatherless in her teenage years, because the father was posted somewhere else, and letters were her recourse to her father. Yet she had her father's presence, intellectual presence in her life through the letters, but not physical presence. So the physical presence of the man was actually absent in her life. She probably, like any other lower middle class or middle class woman who would reconcile to a mundane middle class marriage, suddenly finds a person who comes to her at first meeting proposing marriage, which is almost like a good old school love at first sight, who tells her that he will help her realize her aspiration towards greatness, which she probably had never even imagined or aspired. And so he in a way rekindles or kindles this desire within that woman of making her life worthwhile or giving shape to her to certain dreams which she may not have. I don't think she ever dreamt of anything big or anything expansive for her in life. But he, in the first meeting, thank you. He, in a first meeting, uh, is able to make her dream, and that night she dreams. I think whole night she dreams. She accepts his proposal of marriage only because there is an element of dream attached to it. It is not that she's fallen in love with the guy. She doesn't know the guy. He has not fallen in love with her either. He has been taken up by the way she dances in a band, right? The natural aspect of her dancing. So, through him and marriage through him, she realizes her dreams. On the other hand, there is another woman who's probably living the most spontaneous, unchained life of a rebel and living in her own terms. Who, after seeing this man, way past his prime probably, at a much more matured level, suddenly discovers certain desire in her, which is uncanny. It's not her desire of a fling which she had with this surgeon that you write about, a police surgeon that she had. So she's quite used to having these spontaneous flings and pursuing her object of desire and dumping them, living life on her terms. But her attraction towards Shekhar is so uncanny because she wants the discipline of Shekhar to come to her. She wants to be in some way or the other molded, remolded. She already is a woman of achievement, as we realize. She's professionally successful. She's a danseuse in her own right. She lives life in her own manner, as plethora admirers. And yet she wants to be disciplined. She wants to be contained. She wants to be structured. And her whole ambition is to partner Shekhar. So there is a artistic desire which is overlapping the physical or romantic desire. It's very interesting that you have not brought up the romantic desire on top of the artistic desire. It's the artistic desire which is leading to romantic desire. On the other hand, in his wife's case, it's almost like first sight, first meeting, leading towards other processes. So there are these interesting contradictions and complexities that you bring to these two women characters: chained, unchained, spontaneous, unspontaneous, presence of male, non-presence of male, etc., etc. You know, and Shekhar is right in the center, in an extremely, if I would say, almost a timeless male figure, patriarchal figure, in that sense. Shekhar's life is almost like a clockwork precision, right? Yeah, there is a spiritual meditation in the morning. There is a yogic rigor. After that, there is a puja followed by that. Then he works himself thin, multitasking. He's also a perfectionist. He also is successful. He's also a patron of so many people. He also is one who is actually taking care of a lot of people, a lot of things. He's giving shape to dreams of so many people, and yet he comes from a background of an orphan who didn't have a fixed address or didn't know who he came from. You know, so homelessness, rootlessness. I mean, to solid rooted. That tremendous amount. Even in his dance, he's a Puritan, right? Yeah. One would have thought a guy who is orphan, who had realized his dreams and ambitions on his own merit, would be some sort of a rebel who would go on to do things on his own account and not care about the world. But he's a Puritan. He does everything by the book.
Within the grammar.
By the book, absolutely by the book. Scoffs upon those who actually don't follow the grammar. And lives by that motto, has been successful by following that. If he is not a what you call a rebel, with or without a cause, he's a conformist in that sense to the form, Yet he is a non-conformist in the other sense that here is a person who comes from the other side of life, the underprivileged, the underbacked. Unlike most of the well-known classical exponents of 20th or 21st century India, they mostly come from established homes who have been put into dance or music, classical dance and music pursuits from a young age by their eager parents. Here is a person who got into it probably by accident and discovered his alter ego in it. The dissatisfaction or the anger he had probably as an orphan growing up in that shelter got completely, what should I say, embalmed when he got a chance to pursue that, the classical dance of Bharatanatyam, right? So it's, but once in that journey, he looks so conventional and he looks like walking on a straight line, unwavering. He looks like a person who also harbors a very strong egotistical approach to life. Yeah, there is of course kindness and other things, but he's definitely has an ego where he believes that whatever he has done on his own merit. Every success that he has achieved is on his own merit. He reluctantly or accepts Mansi's contribution to his life, but he would like to believe that it's his own path that he has carved and it's his own path that he'll walk. He will never acknowledge anyone and anybody, right? He looks at success and failure with the same contempt. He doesn't acknowledge laurels or awards with any added enthusiasm, so on and so forth, etc. So it's a very rigid, structured, disciplined, well thought, well conceived, well planned, precise, successful man caught between these two women, one unfettered, one who has dedicated herself to him, you know. And he, being this, becomes the object of desire in the book. Yeah. He being this, while he makes Mansi realize her dreams and desires in a certain level, he pushes her towards the independence of artistic thought. With the other woman, he insults, pushes her away, hurts her in many ways. But somewhere along, his ego gets slowly and steadily trampled by that person. And around the same time, you have Mansi pursuing her obsession with the cult of Kali, who is actually the slayer of ego, right? Yeah? Slayer of ego, standing on Shiva. So in a way, you are drawing this parallel where Shekhar could be the Shiva, the one who doesn't utter a word, who's silent, strong, successful, yeah, who dances the cosmic dance, is extremely successful. And here, but full of ego. He, in a way, is a tamer of Mansi to a large extent. You know. And Mansi being the follower of Kali, the destroyer of ego, the destroyer per se, throwing caution to the wind and time to the wind. You know. So it's a very, very complex weave. You know, it's not just a man-woman relationship. It's almost a mythological, cosmic, and transcendental aspects that you bring into it. So it takes little time for the reader to sink in, and then he starts enjoying, right? So the chewing will takes time, but then all good work takes a little more chewing than possible. It's the average work which you gulp down. Yeah, good work you want to chew, you want to savor, you want to enjoy. So yeah, it needs 2 readings, possibly, and gladly so.
So now you know why I always come back to joy with every kind of creative thing that I have in mind.
But
This is the kind of
right?
no, you are not bullshitting. This is the kind of in-depth analysis that I get whenever he has a little bit time. I always kind of come to him with demands that, okay, this is what I have in mind. What do you have to say? This is what I have in mind. What do you have to say? And he is never the one to give me a half-hearted thing this is the kind of in-depth thing that I get from him, and that's the reason I say that he is one reader I always look forward to. Thanks so much.